Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to how much snow you'll get this year. And I think it started snowing in certain parts of the US this year so far. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think I saw that. And people talking about how it's just started snowing way earlier than usual. I mean, I guess now we are in the time period where it is going to start snowing. Even in the UK, you're going to probably get areas that get a bit of snow. And it doesn't really snow here much. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to check out where it's getting hit the worst, and yeah, hopefully you're going to enjoy. Let me know if you want to see more of this stuff, and hopefully you're keeping safe if you're getting hit hard with whatever weather condition it is. But yeah, let's get into this. Links also in the description to my Patreon, where you can see reactions that I can't post to YouTube. Let's check this out.
Winter is about to really get going across the U.S., and we've talked a lot about how El Nino is going to impact our temperatures and overall weather patterns this year. But what about the real question we all want answered? How much snow will I see in my backyard this year? In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly that. And we have to start by looking at how much snow you usually get in your backyard in a typical year. Using decades of databases of snow reports, I've compiled a map showing you how much snow on average your location gets each year. So go ahead and pick out your state and around where your city is, and let's start with who sees the least snow. In fact, this
least snow is just going to be sort of these ones, and then slowly more and more.
First zone doesn't usually see a single snowflake. I'm sorry, guys. But moving on to this light blue area, we actually usually see anywhere from a trace of snow all the way up to 3 inches here. This includes places like Atlanta, Georgia, Austin, Texas, and Las Vegas. If you go just a little bit farther north, you'll find yourself in an area that sees anywhere from 3 to 6 inches of snow per year. And that's going to be y'all in Charlotte, North Carolina, Little Rock, Arkansas, and Portland, Oregon. We also have places like Nashville, Tennessee, Oklahoma City, and Seattle getting in on anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of snow each year. And just a little bit farther north from that, we have a much bigger zone where we could see anywhere from 12 to 24 inches of snow in a typical year. This is the zone that I live in. St. Louis is in this one, Cincinnati, and Wichita, Kansas. And then everywhere north of these zones pretty much measures in feet. We usually get 2 to 3 feet in Philly, Des Moines.
See, it's fascinating how here is 24 to 36, right? You'd just assume these upper ones are where there's going to be more. Or at least I would. Maybe there's obviously a science to it, but I would assume that. But no, it's just sort of like here, and then it just sort of gets more in these areas for whatever reason.
And Bismarck, and then anywhere north of that, anything goes above 4 feet. 4 to 5, 6, 7 feet, you name it, especially in places like Buffalo and around Denver. But of course, like I've been saying, what you see on this map is probably not exactly how much snow you're going to see this year, because this map shows you a typical year, and our upcoming winter season is not looking very typical. We know this because for the first time in years, we're going to be entering our winter season in a full-blown El Nino. The waters in the Pacific Ocean are much warmer than usual, and this significantly impacts the overall weather patterns here in the U.S. Usually, things get a bit warmer in the north-central U.S., and we get this amplified storm track across the south, making it cooler and wetter. But even this is what happens during an average or typical El Nino. And no two El Ninos are exactly the same. For example, the last time we were in a strong El Nino pattern, we got a historic blizzard here in the States in January of 2016. But there are several examples of El Nino winters in the U.S. with no notable snowstorms, or even a few that feature below average winter activity overall. The current state of our El Nino is moderate, but forecast models continue to promote the idea that the waters are going to continue to warm, and we're going to make a run at having a strong El Nino by December or January. This means that the effects of a typical El Nino could be somewhat exaggerated right around the time we start to experience our most intense winter weather here in the States. And it's not just El Nino that we have to consider when making our winter snowfall forecast. Another thing I've been hooting and hollering about all fall are the very warm temperatures in the Atlantic Ocean, which actually have nothing to do with El Nino. I mean, it's currently early November, and we are still monitoring potential tropical systems out here in the Caribbean.
What the fuck? There's more chances of tropical storms?
This tells me that there's going to be a lot of extra energy that usually isn't there, just floating around down here as we go deeper into winter. And remember, we're going to have that very amplified jet stream crossing the southern U.S. around this time. So any storm that gets going down here is very easily going to be able to absorb that extra energy, say in the Gulf of Mexico, and then use it to strengthen.
So you get storms, right, in the snow.
Significantly. These storms are very likely going to bring severe weather to parts of the southeast.
Mate, if it hits up these upper regions and you're like having it in the extreme snow, that just sounds like hell. I mean, having storms in general is not fun, like to these levels as well. Like extreme storms, but in these conditions, fuck that.
And potentially pull down enough cold air to cause snowstorms. Now, of course, none of this is set in stone, but it does fall in line with the graphic that I made months ago that featured my call for who's going to see the biggest snowstorm this year, or who's going to see the Big Daddy snowstorm. As you can see, even back then, I saw the potential for this southern storm track to phase with or interact with some northern energy that contained cooler air. But now that we are actually close to winter and we have a lot more valuable data, in order to make this prediction even more accurate, I would actually move these zones down a little bit farther to the south. But the important thing to remember is that one Big Daddy snowstorm is not going to make or break your yearly snowfall totals. And that's really what this video is about. One year you could see a big snowstorm and then still have below average snow. Or you could see a bunch of tiny snow showers that add up to above
Look at this, man. This is mental.
average snow by the end of the year. So let's stop all the jibber jabber and get right to the point, okay? Why are we here? We want to know how much snow we're actually going to get this year. Well, considering everything we've talked about so far in this video, I think I have a pretty good idea. So here's my big shiny brand new map showing where I think we're going to see less snow than average this year. I really think the warmer El Nino induced temperatures are going to negatively impact.
So less snow in these areas, but these areas are typically areas that have a lot of snow anyway, so they're still going to have loads of snow, I assume.
The total amount of snow we see up north this year. So much so, I've added another zone, a dark yellow zone, where I think we're going to see way less than average snow. And then because of all that energy in the Atlantic Ocean, along with the upcoming amplified southern jet stream storm track, I think we have a really good chance of seeing above average snow in the south this year. I'm not really confident enough to add a way above average zone, but it was really close over in the Appalachian region and over towards the mid-Atlantic. So go ahead and take another look at this map showing the average snowfall in your area and keep the range in your mind, and then compare it with my forecast map. Are you in the yellow? Then reduce that range by 15 to 20%. Are you in the dark yellow? Then you might as well take off 30 to 40%.
Jeez.
But if you are in the blue, you can add anywhere from 15 to 25% to your average snow range, and you've got how much total snow I think you're going to see this.
In Phoenix? What? I didn't even think it was possible for it to snow there. Because whenever I look at the temperatures, it's always just so hot in that area of the world. Like, I can't get over how hot it's there all the time.
Winter. And of course, as always, I could be wrong, and I want you to hold me accountable if that's the case. Get out there and measure your snow, okay? Keep track, and please send me those reports when you can. Because as we approach peak snow season, we are preparing to go live during every single big snowstorm right here on YouTube. We're going to have storm chasers on the ground. We're going to be in contact with local road crews and everything you could possibly need to stay up to date whenever that next big snow or ice storm hits. But a very big part of our snow coverage includes you. That's why I have developed the Yalami.
He's got these. Come on. Secure. He's getting his money. I guess this is where you measure how much snow you've got, right? That's pretty cool, actually. But yeah, how much snow you'll get this year. It's looking better for some areas in the US and worse for some as well. But in the areas that it's better, it's the areas that get hit hard by snow anyway. But let me know your thoughts. Hopefully you're all keeping safe or you're going to keep safe throughout the winter. And yeah, let me know some more about the weather in your area if there's more to it than I don't really know. But yeah, until next time, I subscribe. Peace.